Phoenix, Arizona. How's everybody doing out there on hump day? Today is Wednesday and it is 7:35 a.m. Today I want to talk about backseat drivers. Yeah, backseat drivers. So I pick up passengers throughout the day. We're Uber and Lyft drivers. We're rideshare drivers. They sit in the back or in the front sometimes, but for the most part, they get in the back. And right off the bat, they're already telling you how to navigate, where to go, turn left here, turn right here, go straight. And I don't mind that. Other drivers, I don't know. Everybody's different, but I really don't mind going the way they want me to go. And the reason why is because sometimes they may pick a route that's longer and not know it, thinking that it's shorter. So, and even if it was shorter, it doesn't matter. I'd rather just take them and end the trip, take them to their destination as quickly, as safely as possible. So I wanted to talk about backseat drivers. I get a lot of backseat drivers that tell me how to drive, where to go. I had this one guy, my last trip actually, was going to Waste Management right there off the 17 in Union Hills. Now, I've been there before plenty of times. I've took passengers there, and there's two ways to get there. You can go under the freeway to the next street, turn left, go right in, or you could go on the freeway to the access road and go right, veer right, right in there. There's a gate that goes right in there off the access road, or Black Canyon as it states on the navigation. But backseat drivers, they tell you how to drive. They're telling you where to go and what route to take. And then when you're getting to that destination, you got to turn right or left or wherever. They're telling you right before you turn left. You already know you're going to turn left, but they're just backseat drivers. They want to navigate you. They want to basically navigate you to go their directions and take them to their destination. They think it's quicker. Sometimes it is quicker. Sometimes it's not. So it just depends. Backseat drivers, they tell you how to drive, basically wanting you to go the directions they go, which is fine with me. Like I said, I'll follow their navigation. I'll turn it off and say, hey, navigate me. Take me there. For the most part, I know the valley really good. I really don't need my navigation too much just to get out of residential areas that it's just a maze in some of those residential areas that you just can't get out. I'm turned around sometimes when I get in there, especially when you're driving, a few hours and you go to areas that are residential areas and it's just, I got my north, south, east, and west on my screen on my car, but you still need to navigate where you're getting out because a lot of those mazes will have dead-end streets. They'll have cul-de-sacs. You're just going to navigate when you get out of the residential areas in certain areas in Phoenix. But for the most part, I know my north, east, west, south, and I just know how to get to places. It's easy to get around. It's easy to get to the airport, one shot straight down 17 to the 10, or 51 all the way straight in. I know my way around pretty good, but I get those backseat drivers that want to navigate you. They think hey, everybody knows the city, to a certain extent, unless, you just moved here or whatever the case is, but everybody knows the city pretty good, especially if you're born and raised here. But although some people that are born and raised here just don't know. Some people just don't have navigation. They just don't have common sense, period. And that's all it boils down to, is having common sense. That's it. If you don't have common sense, you don't know where you're at. Even when you're on a major street, you just don't know which direction you're going because you have no common sense. So, backseat drivers, they navigate you. They want you to do this, do that. Basically they're in control. They want to be in control of the wheel. So have several backseat drivers throughout the day to day, and every day I get a backseat driver that wants to navigate you or tell you, drive this way, that way, slow down, you're going too fast, whatever the case is. They just want to be in control. It's funny, but they want to be in control. And then I tell them, hey, I'll go the way you want to go. That's fine with me. Or I even bring it up. Hey, it's navigating me to the 51. I could take the 17, but it's navigating me to the 51 to take you to the airport. What do you want to do? I'll ask. Want to go to the 51? Want to go to the 17? 17 don't bother me. No traffic bothers me. Especially you got the HOV lane, which you could get in the HOV lane. Pretty good. A lot of people slow down in the HOV lane. Sometimes there's accidents off the HOV lane, so it makes it a little difficult. But for the most part, you could get through the HOV lane, get to the airport, get downtown, go down south. Wherever you need to go southeast, you can get there. I know I do. It's not that hard. None of the freeways here scare me. No highway, no street scares me to go down and pick up passengers and take them to their destinations. It doesn't scare me. I've been through a lot of different types of streets, weathers, rough streets. It is what it is. You know what I mean? So, backseat drivers is one I wanted to talk about today. It's funny. They want to be in control of your vehicle. They want to tell you where to go, how to drive, and so on and so forth. It's just funny. I wanted to bring that up today because my last passenger was a backseat driver. He's telling me how, where to go. And I'm explaining, hey, there's two ways to get there. Might be more than two ways, but you can go this way too. He didn't know because he's been working there for like a month or something, or a couple weeks or something like that. Waste management right here on Union Hills. But backseat drivers, wanted to bring that up today. Hope this helps you out. I mean, it doesn't really help nobody out as far as backseat drivers go. They're gonna do their thing no matter what. You're gonna have them. You're gonna have backseat drivers, that want to navigate you. They think that they can get there quicker and faster. I listen to them, but it's up to you as Uber, Lyft drivers, rideshare drivers. It's up to you. It's your show. It's your business. I just do what I do, and it works out for me perfect. But other than that, today's hump day. I'm not even going to talk about what I made today. I'm going to stop talking about my days going forward. It's just, it's not anything to really talk about. We're all Uber drivers and Lyft drivers, so we know what we make and we know what we do when we go out. It's the same routine every day. You pick up, drop off. Sometimes you get ignorant passengers. Sometimes you get cool passengers. It just depends. Who you pick up, where you drop off, it's all a surprise. That's it. It's all a surprise. That's what I tell people. I don't know where you're going. I don't know who I'm picking up. It's just a surprise. Everything. You try to find out where they're going when you get there or even before, but it doesn't state. And I think Uber and Lyft do that on purpose. They don't want you to know where you're going until you start that trip. Once you have your passenger in your vehicle and you start the trip, that's when you know where you're going. But when you're sitting in front and you're waiting for them to come out, 90% you hit it, it doesn't show you. That 10% will show you. Sometimes it'll show you where they're going. It just depends. I don't know how they figure those things out on the platform, on Uber and Lyft's platform, but it's really interesting how you just don't know where you're going until you hit that button when they're in the car to navigate them to take them to their destination. It is amazing how you just don't know. It's a surprise. So every time you pick up a customer, you just don't know where you're taking them. It could be a minute down the road or it could be 20 minutes down the road. You just don't know, especially when you go in front of their house and you're waiting. So I want to see what they're going. Boom. Doesn't tell you. It doesn't tell you until you have them in your car and you swipe it to take them to their destination. It's a little tricky. Uber and Lyft are a little tricky with that because they don't want drivers to say, oh, I don't want to go 2 minutes or 1 minute, or I don't want to go an hour. It's tricky. It is tricky how they get you. You get there, you don't know where they're going. And even when it comes through and you have that 10 seconds to accept that trip, it tells you 2.1 minutes to pick them up, okay? 2 miles or whatever, 2 miles to pick them up. And then at the bottom of that, it'll tell you you're going to take them 5 miles, 6 miles, 8 miles, 20 miles. But you can't really take that into consideration. Once you get that trip coming in, you got 10 seconds to hit that. So you don't have much time to look and say, oh, I don't know if I want to do that trip, or I don't know if I'm going to do that trip. For me, I do every trip. It don't matter where you're going. Once I accept, I'm taking you. Unless you don't come out. But that's what I do. Once I accept it, I'm doing my job 100%. That's the way it goes with me. Other drivers are different. Some don't want to take them. Some just say, I won't even accept this trip. Some will just cancel because they don't want to do their job. But like I said before, the key on getting more trips and making money is to accept every trip and finish the job. It's common sense. If you were at work and you weren't working, they're going to let you go. They're going to give you less work. That's it. If you're working hard, they're going to recognize that, give you more work, possibly even give you a raise. Now, Uber and Lyft don't give us raises. That kind of sucks. But we get more trips. We earn more money. They send us more trips our way because we're accepting them. Now, I got a little sidetrack here. I was talking about backseat drivers. Backseat drivers. You're going to get them. You're going to have them. There's a lot of backseat drivers that try to navigate you to their destination quickly as possible. Sometimes it's not quickly or efficient. Sometimes it takes longer. But, hey, they want to be a backseat driver? Let them. I do. But that's up to you. That's up to you. That just depends on you guys. I let my backseat drivers take control of me, and I follow their routes. I like to do that. Because sometimes they put me in a destination or a route that has a ton of traffic or construction or whatever the case is. We might get there a couple minutes late, even 5-10 minutes late, depending on what route they take. They navigate you. So I do it. Because of those reasons, sometimes I get there quicker, and that's fine too. I'll get other trips as I drop them off. More add-ons. It works out that way. It just works out that way. So, wanted to talk about backseat drivers. I got a little sidetrack on something else. But backseat drivers, they do want to take control of the wheel as you're driving. They want to take control of it and have you go the way they want you to go. So, anyhow, with that being said... Oh, it's about that time. That's right. It is about that time. So, with that being said, oh yeah. Peace out.